guys, you know what time it is. It's your boy David at the Irish Hotspur, Ireland's #1 Spurs fan. We co-host Jack, bringing you stats with Jack and everything else you need to know for tomorrow's game, Tottenham versus Watford. Jack, how are you, my man?
Keeping very well, David. Keeping very well. We're now back with the much more improved, maybe version of the stats with Jack. We're only trying to get better every week. Hopefully now Spurs can maybe, top the league. Let us know in the chat. Let us know with the super chat if you're kind enough, if you guys think that, maybe Spurs would be able to maybe break the curse and, maybe, top the league here with, 3 wins, off the bounce. So honestly, we're going to break it down how we can hurt Watford, maybe give a little bit on how Watford might hurt us, but definitely going to show you some nice Spurs animations for how we're going to destroy them tomorrow, David.
Yeah, 100%. And look, I definitely think this should be an easy win. It should be a routine 3 points, to be honest with you, Jack. And also, look, the weekend kicked off in style with Arsenal getting thumped by City, roots them to the bottom of the Premier League. And look, gives us a chance to, if not go first, but go second, joint top. So I'm absolutely super excited for this game tomorrow. But look, Jack, let's welcome in some of the Harris Army first, and then we will get into it. So we have Dark Sun G says, "Come on, you Spurs." James, red card, 3-game ban, good for us, bad for Chelsea. Yeah, look, hopefully it is a 3-game ban. I'm not sure whether it will be a 3-game ban for what it was, but we'll wait and see. It could be an automatic 3-game ban. If it is, Dark Sun G, it's brilliant for us, my man. Brilliant. We have Kurt says, "My days was the best. Seeing the scum Arsenal get brought back down to earth today." Yeah, look, they're all celebrating after beating West Brom during the week, 6-0 or whatever it was. You know what I mean? All getting high and mighty. And a big slap down to reality today. Absolutely brilliant, Kurt.
Real spanking.
Yeah, Pep Guardiola really did show Arteta who the teacher is. You know what I mean? Who the teacher and who the student is. I absolutely love it. Dan N says, "Your daily reminder that the scum are filming their all or nothing series this season." Yeah, they've picked nothing, my man. They've picked absolutely nothing. Dark Sun G, "Come on, you Spurs." Liverpool drew with Chelsea. Yeah, it's a great result for us, I have to say. And how did both our rival teams get red cards on the same day? I expect a 4-0 win tomorrow. Let's get some goal difference. You're mad for the goal difference, Dark Sun G. He's mad for it, Jack. Mad for the goal difference.
It's the difference, Dave. It's the difference between top 4 and it's the difference between Europa League and Europa Conference League. Who knows, David? Right? So definitely, Dark Sun G, really appreciate that. You keep track of that. I do agree with you. It's the difference between success and coming out with nothing.
Every show, he's going to hammer in the goal difference. He's going to keep jogging our memory. Today we need goals. Absolutely love it. Jay Greenham says Dave had to rename it nothing. Absolutely love it, Jay. Killian Kenny, big yourself up. Annual shout out. I'm going to watch your blog today. We're going to win 5-0 versus Watford. Big up, Killian Kenny. Love the optimism. Dylan Thomas says Arsenal are currently 20th in the EPL. If we win tomorrow, we will be first. Best weekend ever. It really will. It really will, Dylan. Big yourself up, my man. Absolutely love it. Kurt says, "Let's go." He's super excited. Zoe, big yourself up. I hope things are well. And she says, "Hey, lads, guys. Big up. We have Dave in the building as well, says top of the league while Arsenal are in 20th. Yeah, look, that'd be very nice. That'd be a very fun week, I have to say. Josh 7 says 20th, laughing my ass off. Banter FC are back at it again. Yeah, look, it was very kind of them to provide us a bit of comic relief over lunch, shall I say. So that was very nice of them while I was having my soup and bread roll today. So thanks, Arsenal, for that. Dark Sun G says also Shaq a 3-game ban as well as Gunners. As well, Gunners ace. Yeah, so that means he'll be out for the Spurs game. That'd be a good one. Another one. Big up, Dark Sunday. This guy must just sit there with the Premier League on, Jack. With all the computer out, getting all the stats. I absolutely love it. What
David, he must have the most organized notebook. Dave. Kind of has his templates. For all the stats. Available. He must be. Scribing down everything, having 30 games on at once. He's incredible.
Absolutely love it. Big up, Imad Hussein as well. Big yourself up, my man. We have Kai Balak. We have a chance tomorrow to sit on the top of the table while the scum are at the bottom. And yes, we will enjoy it. Think of it like a toilet situation. What you do in the toilet, it filters from the top to the bottom. So, absolutely love it with Arsenal there. Aaron Dove says, "Hello, don't tell fate. You would drink us, Ari, the Watford game." Well, look, we did fail to beat them on 2 occasions the last time they were in the Premier League over the season. So, look, we'll wait and see. But I do think we should beat them. And, hopefully what Jack's provided us with today will clarify that for you guys. HB Pro 84, good evening, lads. Good to see you both back on our screens. Big yourself up. You were at the game on Thursday. Are you going to the game tomorrow, my man? Let me know. Let me know. Big yourself up. Dark Sun G says, even if it's a game, if it's a 2-game ban, James can't play again. Brilliant point, isn't it, Jack?
No, honestly, I'm actually quite excited about that, especially because, with James, he kind of provides, both, for them going forward. He can be, a real menace going forward in terms of, putting the ball in the box. And then as well, he's honestly very defensively sound, as much as that pains me to say. So, now there's going to be someone else, that's going to be over there on the right wing or right wing back for them. That's going to have to deal with Sonny or Bergwijn. And I bet they're going to have a much worse time than maybe James would.
Oh, 100%, 100%. I can't wait because we're on form too. Big up, Dark Sun G. Really appreciate the support, my man. Top man. David says, Kane, a sunny brace, incoming 4-0. Come on, you Spurs. Big up, David, my man. How are things?
Big up, David.
Best name on the planet. Adam, big yourself up, my man. Good to see you here. Good to see you here.
Big up,
Adam. You also have kudos. I trust wholeheartedly in the process. We all do. Imad Hussein says, they played so shit. It was bad. Not a shot on target. How bad can you get? Yeah, look, Look, you think they would have got the blueprint from Tottenham? We know how to beat these teams. Just ask us for the blueprint. We might actually, help you out a little just to keep Arteta in the job. You never know, But they didn't ask, so it's off their own back. And Wayne Bonner says, "Oh, did Arsenal lose again?" Look, Wayne, I'm sure you were actually home from work for this one. To get home and catch the back end of the scum being spanked, my man. I'm sure. I hope you did. Anyway, I hope you did. Big up, Wayne Bonner. I hope things are well with you, buddy. I hope things are good with you, man.
Odegaard also played for it too, Dave. So you really it's Odegaard, just as he's welcome back, to the team and everything. Just that much of a spanking. Probably just wants to go back to Real Madrid right now.
I'd say he's sitting there. He's like, "What did I do? Where am I?" He probably thought he was coming to
fired his agent, maybe.
He probably told he was going on to Love Island or something like that, and they suckered him into it. Ended up with Arsenal. Jack Bennett says, Arteta in. Big up. We have Leon. He says, big up, lads. Big yourself up. Paddy Harnett's in the building. Says, long season to go, but feeling a lot more confident than before the season started. Big up, Paddy Harnett. Hope things are well. Mescabar says, high ups, Mr. Irish. Big yourself up, lad. Big yourself up. Dave Tyson is in. Big up, Davey. Big up. Great name. Best name on the planet. The game in Apple. We have the chance to go top of the league after tomorrow. Yeah, we do. I certainly can't wait. I hope we take that chance. The game in Apple. Max says Arsenal getting relegated if Arteta stays. I hope so. But look, that's why we want him to stay. We have Ron O'Donnell. Look, Liverpool fan. I'd say let me know if you're happy or sad after that result, man. I think it's an opportunity. 3 points. 2 points dropped. To be honest with you today, I'd say for Liverpool, I thought they probably should have won the game. Especially with Chelsea getting the man sent off. We have HB Pro 84 going to be working tomorrow, but we'll be cheering on the boys from work. Hopefully Sissoko gets a good reception. However, I'm going for a 3-1 win tomorrow. Ah, man, unlucky. That's unlucky. But look, at least you got to enjoy the game Thursday. Let me know what you work at, man. Let me know what you work at. We have Dan N and then we have Golden Cock, and then we're going to get into it. We're going to unleash Jack. Jack thrives off this stuff. He thrives off it. He just needs to be unleashed. He's sitting there. He's waiting to be unleashed. I can't wait. Dan N says Arteta should try it too in the net formation with Leno and Ramsdale. Yeah, they definitely need it. I can tell you that. And Golden Cock says, big up everyone. Got everyone blocked from 3 scum streams today. Absolutely love it. Go Get One says, my guys, big up. And then we have a Gem Dog as well. 9,000 says, come on, you Spurs, big up. And then David says, Scums. GOTM has to come from the Carabao Cup. Do you know what GOTM means?
Game of the match or game of the match? Game of the match?
Goals.
Goal of the match. Goal of the match, maybe. Goal of the match, yeah.
100%, my man. 100%. Look, they're just pathetic.
That's right. They haven't scored in the Premier League, Dave. They haven't even scored in the Premier League.
Yeah.
That's actually, wow. Actually, I just really, big stat there. Nice stat.
David wants in on the stats. Davey boy wants in on the stats. Big up, Davey.
He says goal of the month. He says goal of the month. Yeah, it's going to come from a Carabao. Yeah, because they only scored all the goals have only come from the Carabao. Yeah, that's hilarious.
Love it. And then we have Dark Sun G says the Gooners' next game is Norwich. The battle for 20th. Yeah, the battle of who wants to go down. Absolutely love it, Dark Sun G. Let me know if you have a good nickname for it, my man. Absolutely love it. Big up, Dark Sun G. Top man. I have Sue Smith. If Gooners stand on their heads and look at the table, they can pretend they are top. Happy days. 100%. Big up, Sue. I hope things are well. Guys, make sure you do smash that like button. Make sure you smash that subscribe button if you're new. Guys, feel free to get your super chats in. It helps you skip the queue. In the chat when it is absolutely hopping, popping, whatever you want to say. When it's absolutely going crazy out the door, the super chats help you skip to the front of the queue, and we will get to them as soon as. And as well, it is a great way to show support from me and Jack. And look, even if you have nothing to say, even if you just appreciate the time and the effort that we've put into this, feel free to put in a super chat or two just to say thank you or whatever it may be. But look, Jack, let's take it away, my man.
Yeah, let's take us quickly through maybe just the cold hard facts, David. Nuno is looking to become the second ever new Spurs manager to win his first 3 games in charge since Arthur Rowe. I believe that was since 1949 for Arthur Rowe. So honestly, an incredible stat there. Nuno is about to be, if he were to win this game, maybe put himself up in, obviously in no way, shape or form, like let's say a historic manager, but definitely a historic stat, if he were to accomplish that. Very historic stat to put his name up there. And then Sonny has scored 5 goals in 9 Premier League appearances against Watford. I think the stat from there is basically that Watford is almost like his second favorite team to play against. It's almost like maybe Man City, Watford, and Southampton, I believe, are his favorite teams to play against. And then Tottenham are looking to win their first 3 games for just the second time in 12 seasons, which honestly, again, it's kind of maybe when you do think about it, when you roll back the years, maybe we had tougher schedules in the first 3 games. I would say this one, wasn't maybe too easy. And so honestly, if we were able to pull this off, this is honestly an unbelievable feat. But yeah, David, next slide.
Absolutely love it. Yeah, 100%. I hope we do pull it off, Jack, because it's only going to be good for Tottenham. Look,
Definitely.
take it away again.
So this is just maybe in case a lot of people haven't seen any Watford this season. I mean, I haven't, to be honest. Dave and I had to study up on our Watford, and this is their 4. They in the defensive shape when they're sitting back against us, which they probably will be doing plenty of. They'll do it in kind of a 4-1-4-1 or almost like a 4-5-1 really kind of shape. Against us, where Dennis is that guy from Club Bruges is going to be the one sitting up top, very, very pacey on the counter. And then Sarr is going to be the other one that maybe won't track back as much. And he's going to be on the right wing. And he's honestly unbelievable, I will say. And he will probably their danger man, you might say, on the right wing. He won't track back as much. And then going forward, they're going to be in like a 4-3-3, almost kind of 4-3-3 flat, except that one guy, Tabo is not going to be going back at all. And he would probably just kind of be sitting in front of the defense for most of it, I would say. But yeah, David, any maybe comments on their formation or their defensive shapes?
Look, the formation, not really. The defensive shapes, yeah, look, they do tend to kind of sit in deep. But look, there is a lot of space between that midfield and defense once you get by it. They're not up for the fight, so we can definitely take it to them. One thing I will say, Jack, is that we should actually press them straight from kickoff. Because Brighton done that. Remember, we were watching the highlights yesterday, and Brighton done it and got straight up there and scored, or straight up there and got a chance off it. And, really set the standard and the tone for the rest of the game. In terms of the attacking situation, if you look over here, you see Sarr. He is their main outlet. They will look to get as much to him as possible. But cleverly here, does tend to play very, very close in and around Sarr. And Dennis will as well. And then once Sarr is in control of the ball, Dennis will make runs off him. Same on the other side. He does get back an awful lot more than what Ismail Sarr does. But then when they do break, he is expected to make up the ground and get up there. And he does have a lovely cross of the ball as well. So I would watch out for that.
Yeah, really well described there, David, I must say. Maybe it's important to know that, Watford are probably one of the worst teams, you might say, in maybe keeping possession when being pressed, at least the last, few games, despite their really solid win against Aston Villa. They really did have to, I believe, David, they kind of went very route one, very long ball. They've conceded possession to a lot of teams. They play very kind of dynamic, just, a couple of passes up the field and they're in. It's nothing very, let's say, progressive or anything. It's just very, fast development of play. So we're going to have to be prepared for that. They might just get in behind, with a blink of an eye, and we're just going to have to be ready for that. But their key players, obviously, is Ismail Sarr. He's tied for, and this is all ranking him in just this season against his Watford teammates. So these are all stats ranking him against his Watford teammates in this season. And he's tied for most successful dribbles on his team, I believe, with Dennis. So he and Dennis are very tricky on the ball. And then they also have the most progressive carries. That progressive carries, meaning he can just take the ball with his own 2 feet up the pitch. He has the most carries on the team, meaning he's just the guy that they're just trying to get it to the most. He has the most touches in the opposing attacking third, which I think is also very kind of indication of he's, again, their danger man. He's the one that's going to be creating in the attacking third, as well as the one that won't be tracking back as much. That also must be said again. Most touches in the opposition penalty area. He's honestly very tricky on the ball, David. I think we must concede. He's good with the skills, good with the techers, and he will be able to maybe get into the box a few times and probably try to, flash a ball across goal or across the six. Honestly, he will be able to probably get into the penalty area maybe once or twice in a dangerous situation. He also has the most crosses on the team, and he's just the most targeted player on their team with, the most passes being aimed towards him. For Watford, he's the most, used player on their team, the biggest danger man.
Yeah, look, he's very pacey, he's very skillful, and he's very direct. That's one thing I'll say about him. There's none of this passing it inside. He will go on his own, not a problem. He's very, very direct. And look, all these stats kind of do say that. Even with the most crosses, that's basically telling you he's not afraid to get at the fullback, get by him, get the ball in. But against Villa, I also see him cut in at times and try and either square it to Dennis or get a shot off. So look, for me, he's definitely the main man to watch out for. But a lot of, actually, I'd almost go to say most things go through this guy for Watford going forward. Mm-hmm. And if they came out of the game like Brighton kind of did last week, they're toothless going forward. Absolutely toothless. So this is a good spot, Jack, and some great stats, I do have to say.
Maybe most likely to get an assist, you would say, or most likely to score for them. I think it's just creation and scoring.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Look, if he gets the assist, it's more than likely going to be Dennis who will be the other scorer. But he's definitely their main threat with goals and assists, 100%, Jacko. Kev Williams does say here, top of the table tomorrow, boys, 3-0. Come on, you Spurs. Come on, Kev. Big up. Absolutely loving the optimism and the positive.
Break the 1-0s.
Yeah,
break the 1-0s. Yeah.
Do you know, it's great that everyone's predicting clean sheets this year. It is a turnaround from last season, and I absolutely love it. Big up, Kev Williams. Everyone else, keep getting your support in, guys, for the show. And speaking of support for the show, we have Dark Sun G21. Maybe I'll let you take this one, Jackal.
Big up, Dark Sun G. Big up, Dark Sun G. Really do appreciate you. He says, I hope we win our next 4 games. I expect to get 10 points, hope for 12, but I wouldn't mind 10 points. Watford win, Palace win, Chelsea draw or win, Gooners win. That is exactly what I think we'll all be hoping for, especially if we were to win against Watford, Dark Sun G. I think maybe the next 3 games after that, Palace, Chelsea, and the Gooners, I would expect nothing less against the Gooners. Maybe the Gooners, they might play their best game, you might say, against us, but I think we're still plenty ahead of them and we'll still smash them. But Palace, I think also are just kind of a bit inconsistent at the moment, so we probably should be able to handle them. And then again, Chelsea, that'd probably be our toughest game. And yeah, I'd say, if we were able to get a draw of that, I'd be plenty happy.
Yeah, look, I'll be honest with you. Look, the Gooners, the scum, Palace again, we owe them one. Watford, don't like them, don't like the jersey. They're all about bees and whatever. I don't like them. You know what I mean? So for me, look, I'll be honest with you, and I hate saying this, but I think Chelsea will be probably the closest to the unbeaten season that Arsenal done. I think they have a real shot at this year. Look at the way they grind out against Liverpool with 10 men. They're a very, very good team, this Chelsea team, and they can just take one player out and put another one in, and it's seamless. So for me, I do think Chelsea will be very hard. Look, but if we got a point, Dark Sun G, I'll be all for it. And I'd absolutely love it. But look,
yeah, me too.
Watford, Palace and Gunners should be 3 wins there. So definitely 9 points. And if we got 10, Dark Sun G, I only have you to thank. You know what I mean?
10 points, yeah. Now that we think about it, we just broke it down. Dark Sun G, 10 points is exactly what I would want. And also, I definitely wouldn't mind it. I mean, definitely Dark Sun G would not mind it at all.
Means we're still unbeaten then, Jack. Means we're still unbeaten, you know what I mean? After six games. And look, at the start of the season, when you looked at with Chelsea, the Gooners, you had City, and then you have Palace, you have and then you have Wolves, who are usually a bogey team. You're kind of that's a tough 6 games, and I was willing to let the 6 games go out and judge Nuno after that. But look, you can judge them straight away. They've hit the ground running, and it's absolutely brilliant.
I mean, if you were to get 10 points, all I would say, last parting words to Dark Sun G, if you were to get 10 points from that, I mean, I would probably just start ordering, the Nuno oil painting, and start kissing it, before I leave the house, and et cetera, Dave. You know how it is.
Oh, 100%, lad. He'd become the Messiah. I'd have to go and get the Nuno grey just for men, dye the beard and everything else. Big up, Dark Sunji. Really appreciate the support, my man. Top man. Everyone else, keep getting your support in for the channel, guys. It's absolutely insane the way you support us, and it's badly needed as well. So keep it up, guys, and thank you so much. But look, Jack, I suppose you want me big up Bob Spurs as well. He says Arteta wants to be like Fraudiola so badly he stopped drinking Coke and now drinks Pepsi. Relegation battle for the Gooners next week, 100%, Bob, 100%, my man. Next slide, Jacko.
Yeah, definitely.
Unsung hero, my man.
Yeah, this is I think it's Williams Kong for Watford here. I didn't really know much about him until David and I were breaking down the stats for Watford on Football Reference, and he turns out it seems to be their huge distributor from out of the back. Obviously, like I said, Watford are not a team that holds a lot of possession, but he does seem to be maybe the guy you might say in the back four that is definitely going to be the one that might be the most capable on the ball. He's the one with the most touches on the team. He's the one with the second most carries on the team, meaning he's a bit brave on the ball, you might say. He'd be willing to take an extra touch or two, and maybe some players wouldn't on that team. He has the second most progressive carries, which I find very interesting as well, especially, again, for a center back. He has the most clearances on the team. He has the most passes on the team as well. And then he's tied for the most switches of play on the team, which again would show his distribution capabilities. Again, we're not talking about a great player or anything, I think, in the likes of a Kong, but I do think we're talking about maybe the best distributor out of the back for their team. And then he also has the most passes completed long for their team. So again, maybe this would be their, let's say, I don't know how to say it, Dave, maybe their Toby. I don't know really how to put that. But yeah, he's their unsung hero. He's maybe the player that maybe nobody really knows about, that definitely you should keep an eye on. Williams Kong is the name.
Yeah, look, what I'd say about this guy is when they do play out from the back, which is not very often, let me tell you, but when they decide to, this is the guy. He likes to run out with the ball. He'll come out with the ball. What you would liken to is maybe Toby, United's Harry Maguire, sort of that defender-esque, and it was a good spot, Jack, with all them stats. It's a player that no one really, I believe, would have picked out. But when you delve into the stats, he really is the guy that does look to make a tick from back there. So good, great stats again there, Jack, I have to say. Next slide is how do Watford attack?
Yeah, David, and this is going to be, the part where, I'm going to take over here in just a moment. Where's my screen?
I've added to the stream there for you.
I think mine's just taken. Thank you, Davo. Appreciate it. So this is, we're going to be talking about, how Watford attack. And this is maybe just as a little glimpse. It's not really our predicted lineup, I would say, David, but this is just maybe how you might just be seeing kind of the two teams. I think we're going to be going with the 4-3-3 kind of flat again. We might be seeing a 4-2-3-1, or maybe Skippy and Højbjerg maybe line up like this, and Dele moves into more of a number 10 role. But let's maybe stick with what we know and maybe do this formation. Obviously, it's going to be, again, a bit of a 4-5-1 or almost like a 4-1-4-1 for Watford there. You can see it. There is a Kong right there. There's a Sarr, Cleverly, and then Dennis. But let's move on to how Watford might attack. I think the first one might be is just how Watford might counter us, which is just one of the most maybe important ways, maybe just one of the most likely ways we could see them score, because they do, again, play a bit of that route one, David. So this is how I kind of see it happening. This is also one that David kind of explained to me. So this is maybe us building out, from, midfield, Højbjerg, Skippy kind of dicing it around, Dele kind of moving it forward. What happens here is that we start maybe launching, as we will, it is just going to be the case. We'll start putting a lot of bodies forward. A lot of players are in, the opposing half from here. Sonny might take it inside here. Maybe it goes a bit of a selfish route, cuts inside, maybe has a hit from outside the box at Bachmann. Bachmann from there will just practically drop kick it from there, David, on his way up to Sarr and Dennis, who are both very pacey, and especially Sarr, who's pretty decent in the air. Sarr from there will maybe get a knockdown, who he will probably either knock it down to Dennis or just maybe out muscle Dyer or something. He kind of just takes it from there. I think that's kind of just a simple one. I'll just play it one or two more times for us. It's not really one that we need to dive too much into. It's just kind of just a way to explain that maybe Watford, again, they are going to look for maybe those easy way outs, maybe those easy goals, maybe especially in the first half. They'll just try to, hit it deep, hit it long, from the goalkeeper to the likes of Sarr or Dennis, who are, again, both very pacey, pretty decent in the air players. And this could basically, this could be a likely outcome, David, where we just maybe put too many players forward.
Yeah, 100%. Look, I've seen it time and time again. I watched them against Aston Villa, and I watched them against Brighton as well, Jack. And one thing that I definitely noticed was, even if it doesn't get as far as the keeper, even if there's loose touches around the edge of the area, they're not looking to play out from the back. They're going straight long to Sarr. And look, Sarr is either going to win the header, and cleverly, and Dennis would be around there to pick up the scraps and put it in behind, or they will just go straight on it long in behind Dyer and back Sarr to win that foot race. Right. So it's very important, and especially with Reguilon, the way he likes to push forward, Jack, it's very, very important that Dyer is on his game. And I'll be honest, does not let him win that first header, because they will just break out like a pack of rats. So we have to get Dyer to win that first header and pick up that breaking ball. We have to be first. After that, it's going to be a comfortable game.
Definitely well said and well described here. I'm just going to move on to maybe just how I think another kind of route one approach again for Watford here and through Ismail Assar is Bachmann. Let's say he just takes a goal kick. They don't, kick it short and try to play out at the back like David was saying. They'll just try to hit it long to Sarr. Sarr maybe knocks it down to Dennis. Dennis is able to slip him through. We get a bit caught out there. And this is, again, another one that's just, again, it seems a bit obvious, but this is the type of team that we're playing. They're going to kind of play, a bit of the obvious kind of style, something that is a bit predictable, something that is a bit, again, route one. But, it's the type of teams that you sometimes have to play against, David. And especially with the likes of Dennis and Ismail Assar, they're going to use them, for their strengths. And these are their strengths.
Yeah, look, you're going to come up against teams like these, but against these teams, Jack, I always say, as long as you do the basics, as long as you just match their aggression and outrun them, you win these games. Your quality always shines through. And look, people may say, this is very simple, whatever it is, but this is exactly how they play. We've watched them over 2 games so far. That's exactly what they've done, and I don't expect them to change it up either. Look, it is what it is. We just have to stay switched on with this guy tomorrow. And like I said, take him out of the game. Unfortunately, I think you take Watford out of the game. So happy days. A win for us tomorrow.
Yeah, definitely. This is I think just maybe more of an actual passage of play, maybe in terms of, how Watford, could be scoring. This is kind of maybe where they turn the ball over in midfield, I would say. Dele receives it here. He plays it to Sonny, kind of a bit of a back and forth. Maybe you might say in the midfield, passes it out wide to Reguilon. Reguilon in this situation, let's say we launch a lot of players forward, thinking Reguilon will be able to take on Cathcart here. Cathcart, let's say, wins the ball unexpectedly, off of Reguilon. We're all caught a bit flat-footed. He plays it to Cleverly. Cleverly plays it in behind, again, to Sarr. Again, Sarr is the most targeted player on the team, it's just in general, for their team. So everything is going to go through him. This is, again, another simulation where I think the only ways we might concede, to Watford, Dave, is just where we might be putting too many bodies forward.
Yeah. Look, that I think that could be a case as well. I would expect one of Skip or Højbjerg, maybe Nuno, maybe to counter that and get either Skip or Højbjerg to kind of sit in, you know what I mean, in the middle and allow Dyer to be able to get out to that wing a little bit more and also have him covered at the same time with Romero then tracking Dennis. That's how I think we could get away with that situation again. And look, Nuno's not a stupid guy. I do think he will have something planned to be able to stop these situations. I hope so anyway.
I think that was well said. And maybe you're actually good. You're right there. Maybe we would probably have in that situation, maybe Skippy maybe track the, runs of Sarr. Even if we went too far forward, he would be the one, tracking him on the wing instead of maybe Moon Boots. This situation is where I see maybe Dennis scoring. Another situation, again, we maybe put too many boots forward, too many people forward. And Dennis maybe just lines up with Romero here. He sets him up for just a ball in behind, runs in behind through the middle, and then is maybe able to get a one-on-one with Lloris or maybe just a decent chance. Dennis, again, from Club Bruges in Belgium. I don't necessarily rate him too highly, but I do know he's quite quick, and he's honestly started off quite decently for Watford, I would say, David. So he is also maybe a potential danger man.
Yeah, he reminds me a bit like Ori and Igalo when they had him that time. He come in, hit the ground running, and he just had a good time at Watford. And look, this Dennis guy looks as well. Look, he got a chance against Aston Villa, and he stuck it away. He took his chance. What more do you want? And for me, look, he's definitely dangerous. He's always making them runs for Sarr to be able to feed him. And he makes intelligent runs. He doesn't always commit. Sometimes he will pretend to run and drop back to be able to receive the ball in space in the box as well. So we need to look out for that. But look, I think Romero should eat this guy alive. I hope so.
Yeah, that, and also as well, I really just hope we're able to eat, Cleverly alive as well, because a lot of these balls have also come from Cleverly that maybe we must mention. It all usually involves maybe Cleverly finding a bit of space and being able to play one of these guys in behind. He's probably one of the only likely guys that could play some of them in behind. Maybe a Kong could as well. But yeah, there are only so many players that can really maybe deliver some of these passes for Watford, I would say as well, David.
Yeah, look, with Cleverly, what I'd say to you is let Højbjerg and Skip deal with him, even maybe a bit Dele Alli if he has to. But, they're going to outmuscle them. They'll eat him alive. Look, this midfield, I'm telling you, Jack, from what we've seen, they do not want the fight. They don't want the aggression. Against Brighton, they just succumb to it all day. And like I said, Brighton set the tone from kickoff. From the very first second, they got up their field. And they just don't want the fight. The likes of Etobo, look, he's good. He's decent at getting across and mopping up play and stuff like that. But again, our midfielder Harry Kane, should be blowing this guy away. To be honest with you, even if Harry Kane drops deep. And then the other side, look, it's a toss up between Lazawa and what's that other guy's name? Begins with a K, Jack.
Kuchka, but isn't Kuchka maybe not available through injury, Dave?
Yeah, I think he is slightly injured, but from what I was reading there about 10 minutes ago, or a bit longer than that, sorry, before the show started, is that maybe he is facing a late fitness test. He's not 100% ruled out, but even if he comes in, he's decent, but we should have more than enough to be able to stop that supply from that midfield. We really should. We have Skip, Højbjerg and Dele Alli. Just get them to turn the ball over there, and that will cut out the majority of their attacks.
Yeah, the only thing I would say with Kuchka, is that maybe we'd just be afraid of him raking, a few players' ankles because he's, quite a nasty player sometimes, we'll say, with the tackles. Maybe we might see a bit of a red. He's kind of like an even worse Granit Xhaka, which I know is just painting a horrible image, but of a player. But, this is maybe, I think, one of the last, simulations, of how we might see Watford maybe, scoring against us again. Like David was saying, I really don't see us having any problems, but we still have to maybe give them a bit of respect and, do maybe highlight some ways that they could hurt us. And again, a lot of it really does have to do with just pace, giving it to Cleverly, maybe get Sarr in these one-on-one positions against Region or against one of our center backs, and then maybe trying to play it to Dennis. This situation, I think, is definitely could be likely where it just gives Sarr, a lot of space to run at Region. He takes it down the byline with his pace, with his skill, maybe just plays, a quick ball across the six, and maybe Dennis is able to just get past the likes of Skippy or Romero, who are probably marking him. And maybe, again, it would just be a very, counterattacking, kind of fashion, quick passage of play. And that's the only way I really see Watford scoring. I don't really see it happening from, some sort of, possession-based play or, maybe a free kick or, a set piece could be another way they could score. But yeah, it's only going to be through the counterattack, David, or maybe through some sort of set piece of some kind, I would see.
Yeah, look, if it is a set piece, it'll be Sema who usually stands over them, Jack. He does have a very good cross of the ball, a very good whip from a free kick as well. So that maybe is the only other team to really watch out for. But look, I do think Tottenham should be equal to everything they have for us. But look, guys, let us know if you've enjoyed that run through on how Watford, look to create the chances. We've done a lot of research into it. So it would be nice if you could smash that like button. Absolutely obliterate it, guys. It really does help with YouTube, sending the show out to lots more people to have a look at and just recognize the work that Jack has done. And guys, keep getting them super chats in, guys. It really does help support the channel, and also it does jump you ahead of the queue. If it does, when it does hot up there, guys, as well in the chat. Dark Song G21, Jack says, I hope Hwang Hee-chan goes to Wolves. Then maybe we can get Adama. I saw an article about Hwang getting his medical soon. Hwang versus Son for Carabao. Look, Jack, do you know much about this guy? Is this
I had no idea he was going to Wolves, I will say, Dark Sun G. I actually was under the impression he might stay at Leipzig. And also, Dark G, I mean, let me know. I mean, Ollie Marsh, that American coach who's just taken over, or Jesse Marsh, who's just taken over at Leipzig, who was originally at RB Salzburg, was actually... I think one of the guys who kind of found out about Hwang Hee-chan and kind of brought Hwang Hee-chan to a bit of prominence. So I would be a bit surprised that he would see him go and, maybe not want to use him anymore at Leipzig. So, but let me know if that's actually true, if he is on his way to Wolves. But yeah, honestly, I do rate Hwang. But maybe now that we've already beaten Wolves, I'm not too worried about it because we won't see them for a while. But yeah, honestly, I really don't hope we get Adama though, especially for the 40 million price tag. It has to be under 20 million for us to get him for me.
Yeah, look, 20 million I'd say is max I would spend on Adama. But look, I'll be honest with you, Dark Sunji, I don't know too much about this guy. Jack is your man, so I hope you enjoyed Jack's answer. Hope Jack gave you a good insight. You probably know a lot about this guy already, but I hope you enjoyed Jack's answer, my man. And everyone else, keep getting the super chats in, guys. It is a great way to keep supporting us. Emily Dunn says, well done, lads. Jack, you're doing a fantastic job.
Appreciate that, Emily.
Emily showing the appreciation there. Absolutely. I love it, Emily. Thank you so much. And David says, Jack knows everything. Absolutely love it. Jeffrey Studley says, Jack loves Europe. He does. Will Stewart's in the house. He says, we play them in September, Jack.
Oh, so thank you, Will Stewart. That's a good stat there, Will. Thank you. I appreciate that. So again, maybe I will say, I hope that doesn't happen, that transfer, because with Hwang Hee-chan, he's just very, very pacey player. Can get him behind, is kind of like I don't know, maybe kind of like Aguero, you might say, David, to a degree, similar build as well. So honestly, I would be quite scared maybe a bit more of Wolves if they were to add him, especially if they were to play him instead of Adama, because he probably would be likelier to finish it than Adama would.
No, I absolutely love it. Big up, Jacko. And big up Will Stewart for the comment. And Jeffrey says, no, not a typo. He lives Europe. he does live it. He does live it, my man. Paddy Harnett says, it will be Dyer and Sanchez's partnership tomorrow. But if Paddy's saying it, I can more or less say 99% that will be the partnership. So big up, Paddy. Big up, Paddy. Look, I was thinking maybe after Thursday, Romero might get a sneaky shout. So that's on me, Paddy.
We also try to get it, a bit wrong, David. We try to get it a little bit wrong, just for the predicted lineup, just so you guys know, whether David and I are thinking something different for the predicted lineup. We don't want to, give you guys a shortcut.
No, 100%. We definitely don't. Cody Max says, yeah, gentlemen, how are we? A little flat cap chap on this fine day. Smash a like for the lads. Big up, Cody. And Anurag Sahu says, I want Adama for Kane. Okay.
Love the banter.
Yeah, absolutely love it. Well, guys, look, make sure you keep smashing that like button, guys. Make sure you do. Dark Sun G says, do you think Pochettino, Sissoko and Rose play for Watford tomorrow? Sissoko can't play, Dark Sun G. He won't be playing. Rose, he's in for a chance after his man the match display in the Carabao Cup during the week. He might have a shout. Pochettino, I'm not too sure how close he is to the first team, my man. But big up, everybody else. Keep getting the support in, guys. You have no idea how much it really does help us. But look, Jacko. So how do Watford defend, my man?
Last little bit on Watford here. We're just going to break down. They're kind of their 4-5-1, their 4-1-4-1 shape, David. Like we kind of shown before in the screenshot. So, David, you go to the next slide. We have a little video for you guys, and how they might maybe frustrate us. In terms of that defensive shape. This is kind of a passage of play for Spurs here. This is where we're just trying to learn how to break it. And as you can see, it's just kind of a very, very kind of stubborn, almost sometimes 4-5-1, almost sometimes, leading to almost every man behind the ball at certain points as well. The key maybe point, to say is Ismail Assar and Dennis are the ones that, won't really track back. Obviously, they're going to be the ones that are going to be sitting, a bit high up the pitch, just to make sure in case they turn it over that they could maybe play it long to them or maybe play them in behind. This is kind of just a passage of play where Sonny maybe gets a bit, kind of frustrated here. He doesn't have a lot of options and just has to maybe just shoot it from outside the box. But again, they're going to try to clog up the midfield like a lot of teams do against much stronger teams. They try to clog up the midfield, try to make it difficult for them to play through them. And so this is, again, just kind of just showing them, a bit of their 4-5-1 shape, a bit of their kind of 4-1-4-1 shape. And they're at moments, Atebo might drop back in to maybe make it almost like a back five. And then cleverly and Luza might sit in front of them as well. So you really do have to think it could even be like almost like a 5-2-2, almost like a 5-3, 1, Dave. So it is kind of, or 5-3-2, excuse me. So it is kind of, very stubborn, maybe defensive shape. That's what I would say.
Yeah, and just one thing I'd add to that quickly, Jack, is that, look, they're not the most aggressive team. They don't like to press too much either. So this scenario is is definitely one that we can take advantage of, with Sonny being able to cut in and get his shots off from the edge of the box. He's already scored against City doing that. He scored one against Arsenal last season doing it. If you don't engage Sonny around the edge of the box, he will shoot. So this is definitely a realistic scenario, considering Watford aren't the most aggressive team or the best at closing down. They're just a team that just look to do the basics right and build into the game from there. So that's another good simulation there by Jacko. Have I skipped anything here, Jack?
No, maybe I don't think so, Dave. That was just how I think, Wolves, Watford, might just, maybe last simulation here. This is how they just kind of sit in this shape. And I think after this, we'll be finally able to move on, David, onto, how Spurs can finally be able to tear apart, these Bs and, be able to tear apart, the likes of maybe Danny Rose and et cetera, former Spurs players. But I think, so guys, we're going to break down now. How can Spurs win this game? So in this version of it, I am going to go to a bit more of those simulations from before and be able to kind of show you guys how I feel like there are lots of different ways that we could do it. And maybe the ways I see us actually doing it, and it's kind of maybe a disrespect, I would say, to Watford. I feel like we're going to score through the middle, today, David. I feel like there's going to be some passages of play where they're just not going to be able to handle, the passing patterns of maybe Dele, Skip, and Højbjerg. It's not to say that, Dele, Skip, and Højbjerg, like Barcelona or anything in terms of passing patterns. But I do think they're definitely a level above, these players. And then as well, if maybe Dele were to maybe sit in that, number 10 role, maybe a bit off of Kane and Sonny, you definitely could see them having lots of problems, when they're sitting back against us. So, this is just maybe a bit of disrespect to them. But I will say I see us going through the middle, David. And maybe while this is playing and just kind of showing, maybe us just trying to work it through the middle. Again, you can kind of like classic. You can see Lucas always coming inside. Lucas is always going to be coming inside for us. Maybe Bergwijn might be playing. That will be interesting. A lot of people are tipping Bergwijn, to come in for this game. I will say Bergwijn, exclusively has played off the left this season. So I wouldn't be surprised if he were to play off the right, considering he did it last season, David. But it does seem like, Lucas is a bit more of a veteran. Of course, maybe, this is a game where we don't necessarily need to play, our best lineup, and maybe we should play Bergwijn. He's maybe in a bit better form, in the last two games than Lucas Bergwijn. So I would say maybe that wouldn't be a bad shout. But again, he's played mostly off the left, so I might see Lucas, playing on the right. What do you think, Dave?
Yeah, look, a lot of people, and when you look at Lucas' last game against Wolves, you'd say, there's definitely a shout for Bergwijn. But look, we know Bergwijn, when he has played on the right, he's not his most comfortable. So for me, I do think Lucas probably will come in again, and like we've seen so many times, just kind of drop into that pocket and look to get either Dele, Kane, or Son, any of them, all straight in behind. So
you can see Kane drop deep as well. And then what even makes it maybe easier for Lucas, I guess this goal is showing, is if Kane drops deep and then receives it from Dele will run him behind. But Lucas can still make those runs, cutting inside and be able to play someone, and maybe, touch a pass to a player like Kabasele if he wants to. Like here, when he receives it, maybe he might take one of those brilliant touches, or he might just do exactly that pass right there, for Dele. It's just, I don't see maybe Kane getting too much in the way of, let's say Lucas's creative ability of coming inside. What do you think, Dave?
No, I can't see that. Look, with Lucas coming inside, that will depend. That will depend on whether Kane's dropping deep or Kane's staying up top. Because if Kane is staying up top, Lucas doesn't want to come in and take up that position where he's stopping the ball from getting into Kane. But like sometimes it can be a case that Lucas does drop in and it is Kane running. But even if Kane drops deep, it's brilliant because Lucas can come in. Kane can find Lucas. Kane is brilliant at his passing. He finds his man nine times out of 10. And then like you see with Dele here, I'm expecting him to have a free run tomorrow. To be honest with you, a free roll in there. And just to kind of make them runs, even if we do end up going a 4-2-3-1, Jack, and Dele is that calm, you will still hope to see that Dele making them runs like he used to. Look, again, it's another viable option. And look, we do expect a big game from Lucas if he is selected tomorrow, 100%.
I think we'll also need to see a big game from Dele as well, considering that, a lot of people were a bit frustrated after the Wolves game, the way that Wolves, were able to defend against us. We didn't have a lot of creativity in the midfield. We certainly didn't keep possession very well in the midfield. And so I feel like, Dele and Skip, and also Højbjerg, of course, as well, will all have to, maybe play a bit differently than they have before. They'll have to maybe turn on a bit more of their creative brains for this one. Especially, I do think Dele, who has been unbelievable defensively, who has been unbelievable workhorse for us, has been really leading by example in terms of, I would say, running for the badge. And who would know, I would say that about Dele, considering what we used to say about the guy. But he really has been, especially in the stats. The guy has been unbelievable in pressures and tackles and blocks. Like Dele, I will tip my cap to him. But as well, I do think he needs to step it up in the creative aspect, David. So maybe this is just a game where hopefully we can see, maybe with Kane coming in, the creative side of a lot of these players might come out again.
100%, and I hope that is the case. Look, the Dele of old, he's brilliant attacking, making them runs, and my only criticism with the guy is just look after the ball a bit more. That's all I want from Dele Alli. But look, I agree with you. We were looking through all the stats yesterday, Jack, of a lot of these players. And look, Dele came out. He was in the top three.
Comes out on the top on a lot of stuff, yeah.
Yeah, so look, it's been impressive from him numbers-wise and especially work rate-wise. Now just let's be better on the ball, and then hopefully Dele can kick on and have a very productive season at Tottenham, Jack. And we do have a super chat here from Brad Matthews.
Yeah, sure.
He says, "Good evening, gents. Spurs top, Arsenal bottom. Has this ever happened before?" To be honest with you, Jack, Brad, I couldn't tell you. If anyone knows this will be Jack. I doubt he'll even be able to tell you this. But look, just
that's a Dark Sun G stat right there. That's a Dark Sun G stat. I think almost written all over it, David.
Dark Sun G, do the research, my man. Come in and let us know. They give us the answer to Brad Matthews. That's what we need to know. But look, Brad, all I'm going to say to you, my man, is just enjoy it. Just enjoy it. Look, they've been cock of the walk. They've been ignoring this decline for years. All they've been doing is looking at us for the last few years, just ignoring their decline, watching what we're doing. And look, it's absolutely brilliant now that they might actually get a wake-up call, and one that's badly, badly needed. What do you think, Jacko?
No, I really do hope that, maybe the documentary gets released maybe a bit earlier. Some snippets maybe come out for us, Dave, because we'd love to break that down. Maybe even we do a bit of a watch along, for that, David. That'd be, quite fun. But honestly, with Arsenal, it really, the question is, they gave maybe, Arteta a bit of a chance last time, rightfully so, right? David, because, trust the process, but really the question is, like, will the board do it again? Will they do it again? Will they, let, Arteta, continue to, take them down this spiral? And to be honest, they should, because I do really see, something, kind of, I do see something, kind of a, let's say, growing here, it's at Arsenal. I see, some good passages of play, despite, the horrendous result, David. So yeah, Arteta in.
Yeah, 100%. We're definitely in, and it's definitely trust the process all the way. Absolutely love it. Big up Brad Matthews for the support, my man. Really, really do appreciate it. Really do appreciate it, guys. If everyone else wants to skip the queue in the chat, don't be afraid to get in the super chat to help support
and
us.
Anyone else, we do rely, a bit, too much on Dark Sun G, for these kind of stats. So anyone else, I will say, try to answer Brad's question. Unfortunately, at the moment, I don't have that, at my disposal, but I would love to know, when maybe the last time that was.
No, look, we'll forgive you, Jack. Your head is consumed with all the stats for this weekend's game, so we'll forgive you. We'll forgive you. But look, let's keep cracking on, lad. Where are we going to next?
This one, I think, is just a bit of, I'll play it just a few more times, but this one is just kind of a bit of, again, passage of play through the middle. Dele Alli taking that number 10 position in the 4-2-3-1, finds Lucas. Lucas maybe takes it inside, plays it to the back post to Sonny or Kane. We could imagine, or this could even be someone else receiving it in the midfield and finding Lucas, and then he maybe is finding Dele and Kane in the back post or something like that. When you do think about it now, maybe that Harry Kane is back in the squad. I feel like now we actually are a bit of a decent team in the air again, David, especially with Dele, Lucas, Kane, and now Sonny, who's had to work certainly on his hold-up ability. I feel like they're all now a bit decent, in the air. Not saying, they're like Burnley levels of, header knockdowns or anything. But, certainly like I would say we're actually a bit more dangerous in the air. So I figured, we might show a bit of a passage of play where we get it through the middle and we get it to Lucas, who maybe plays a ball, to the back post. But I will say maybe about this passage of play, this might be more likely Bergwijn, because I will say Lucas's, crossing ability recently has been too great. It's been more his maybe his creative ability in the center of the park that we've definitely relied on a bit more. So maybe this might be Bergwijn, playing this, back post ball.
Yeah, very, very well could be. Very well could be. Who knows? Look, only Nuno knows the answer to that right now, Jacko. But Kev Williams says, do you think Brian Hill will get any game time, son? Look, for me, I'll be honest with you. I wouldn't be surprised to see us play a 4-2-3-1 tomorrow. This is just my feeling. I wouldn't be surprised to see him playing in that camp, in where he played during the week, just picking up them pockets of space and getting us going. I really wouldn't be surprised to see it. It might be too soon, but even if it's Dele Alli playing in the Camp Nou, I just wouldn't be surprised tomorrow to see a 4-2-3-1. And the reason why I say that is because after 2 games, out of every team in the Premier League, we are second lowest in possession with 38%. So I do think that's probably a way, and especially against Watford, we should be more attacking, and we shouldn't be sitting in there waiting to turn the ball over in midfield and counter-attack them. We should be pressing the living shit out of them for the ball back. So look, Kev, even if he doesn't start, look, he's a start to come on. I'd say 100% a start to come on. Big yourself up, my man. Really do appreciate the support. Everyone else, you know what to do. Follow all everyone else's, lead and get the support in, guys. I know not everyone can, so I will try and get everyone's comments up on screen as well at the very least. But look, Jacko, let's take it away. Where are we going next?
This is another, this is the third, simulation of maybe a passage of play through the middle again with that 4-2-3-1. David and I think could possibly happen if it were to be the same midfield we've seen before. In order for us to have more of that possession that we were talking about, in order for us to maybe have a bit more creativity, we're going to need to see Dele in these kind of spaces in the center of the park, being the number 10. And in this situation, I think it's just, Harry Kane maybe does a bit of a nice, decoy run, or maybe just kind of takes, Tabo, and other players away from him. And then also maybe we find Sonny, maybe doing some sort of, intelligent run, say inside. Again, all these passage of play are coming through the middle for these ones, with maybe Dele picking up good space. But this could also be Brian Hill, as maybe Kev Williams was saying, who he maybe wanted to see. I will say Brian Hill looked really fantastic in the middle, especially, it seemed like Kane and him were forming a great relationship. You might say, David, some of the balls that, Brian Hill was able to find, for Kane inside the box, and then also some of the flick-ons they were doing for each other, the 1-2s. It really does seem like he is fully capable of maybe playing in that center of the park, especially considering his work rate. He is by no means, I would say, a very tough or, imposing, player, but he's almost like a mosquito, David, where he just can't, you can't get away from him. He just seems to be running constantly. So that's maybe kind of the work rate that we would be getting from him. And even last season, I will say in La Liga, when we broke down, Brian Hill, I still remember, he ranked very, very, very highly in attacking pressures, in La Liga. I think he was actually something like he was in the 93rd or 94th percentile in terms of, attacking pressures, for, like maybe putting pressure on the, back four, type of player. So he is, a very aggressive, pressing player. I would like to see him in that number 10 possession or number 10 position here. And, maybe it could be Dele, maybe it could be Hill, but I still feel like this pass and this passage of play is still fully possible.
Yeah, 100%. It definitely is. It definitely is. Even if it's Dele or whether it's Hill or whoever, it's definitely possible, because look, we do know some dudes like to make them runs from the outside in and try and get in around the side there. So look, it's definitely 100% possible. And look, one little thing for you guys is that Sonny has actually scored 5 goals against Watford out of 9 games, the second highest to Southampton. Like I was saying there only a while ago, in the Premier League. So third highest after Southampton and Man City. So it bodes well for us. I do think we could see a Sonny and Kane masterclass tomorrow, Jacko.
Yeah, definitely so. And I do feel like Sonny is probably one of the most likely scorers, considering, right, Watford is one of the teams that he's, done really well, against, a lot, and as well, Sonny is a bit of pace. He's, is on good form. He still probably wants to be, the man for Spurs, despite, the Don coming back into play, David, he probably a bit motivated, to, still, remind the fans that he's the one, signing the contract, with all the new photos and everything. There might be, a bit, I don't think he's a jealous guy or anything, David, but I do think, there's probably a bit of that, that maybe might be motivating him, and also as well, this game will be at home. I do see, maybe Sonny, especially at home against Watford, maybe just having a bit more of the afterburners, a bit more of the pace, than maybe it might have, maybe away from home. So I will say I do expect Sonny to score. And then in this passage of play, David, this is maybe we showed a lot of them, coming through the middle. This one is, be a ball out wide. And must be important, as a lot of the animations have shown. Sarr does not track back at all, and he's going to have to expose, at plenty of points, cleverly, and their right back, Cathcart, or I think it's a Firmina, or I believe as well could also be
Cathcart played.
Yeah, Cathcart is their right back, and then there's another right back who could also be there. But the point is that they could be easily exposed, right, David? I mean, cleverly in him, especially with the overlapping runs, maybe of Reguilón and Sonny, they could definitely be exposed. As much as Ismaila Sarr could maybe hurt us, I would say Sonny and Reguilón are really going to hurt them because they're just, some of our most attacking-minded players on the team, and so to consider that, if Ismaila Sarr is not going to track back, is not going to help out, his fullback, then there's definitely going to be moments when, Reguilón is absolutely going to hurt them. And this is maybe what I see happening. He gets a one-on-one with Cleverly here, just takes it to the byline, finds, a late run from, Dele Alli, who just is all by himself. Maybe, Kane and Sonny create space, and maybe they lose track of, Dele Alli with this late run here, and he just absolutely, just smashes it home. David, do you think maybe Reguilón could have maybe a good game against Watford?
Yeah, 100%. Look, if he can get forward, Jack, and just get at whether it be Cathcart or Firmina. Cathcart has filled in for the first 2 games this season, but there is rumours that Firmina could be back in tomorrow. I'm not 100% sure who will be selected, but it doesn't matter who it is because Sarr doesn't get back. He doesn't track back. Aston Villa got back into the game against Watford down that side, just kept on going down that side, creating all the chances down that side. He doesn't track back against Brighton as well. The corner kick that led to Shane Duffy's goal came from that side, and a number of other chances. Cathcart has 3 goals out of, I think it is, Watford's 4 conceded, have all come down Craig Cathcart's side. Look, and that's just purely because players get at him. He's left exposed by Sarr not tracking back. Cleverly doesn't actually get out too often to help support him either. So he's just left exposed. So definitely get at him, especially with Reguilón's pace, Sonny's skill. It's there all day long if we want it.
Yeah, I think that's even well said as well. Cleverly is the one that, when we were trying to show how Watford might score, Cleverly is the one that also might not maybe always track back, compared to the others. So that's also must be said, maybe this is, Reguilón going up against Cathcart, maybe Cathcart is, then on like a 2-on-2, with a Sonny and a Kong, which would just be even more dangerous when you do think about it. But as well, I do just see Reguilón in certain moments just being able to bomb up the pitch and being able to just put maybe a decent ball in. He also likes a good pass inside, Reguilón on the floor as well. So we could easily see that. But yeah, do see Reguilón, maybe especially if we're dominating the game and Sarr maybe isn't asked maybe to come back too much or maybe just simply isn't up for it, to come back. I would love to see Reguilón have a good game against them for sure. But this is maybe, yeah, David, yeah.
Just going to say, we've seen this a couple of times pre-season. Dele Alli had a few games. Was it the Arsenal game? I think it was the Arsenal game or was it the Chelsea game? Dele Alli had a few chances picking up that position in the box with Reguilón bombing down the left. So again, it's definitely something I think we could see.
Yeah, definitely the late runs is definitely what Dele Alli is always known for as well. The intelligent late runs, bit of the, the Thomas Muller runs, as people have said, about Dele Alli. But I feel like hopefully, Dele Alli, I do wish him all the best for these games. And I do really wish him, to get off the score sheet. As well as like, Bergwijn, if, Bergwijn were to play, I really want him, be on this score sheet. But David, I think we can now just move on to maybe the rest of the Spurs presentation here.
Yeah, let's go. Let's crack on with it. And it's the key player, Jacko. And your pick this week is Lucas Moura.
Yeah, my pick is Lucas Moura. And to be honest, it could actually be maybe Bergwijn for this game. So this could be a bit mistaken. I will say Bergwijn is also, topped really well on the stats for us. He's done really, really superbly. But Lucas Moura, he has the most progressive passes in the team. He has the most passes into the final third. He has the second most shot creating actions, which is basically just, created chances when you think about it, more or less. So he is maybe the one that we've actually relied on, to maybe be able to just carry the ball up the pitch, from carrying the ball up the pitch, then play ball in behind. as well. And then also, what we know about Lucas is that, David, just in tackles, he's tied for second most tackles. Lucas, he's always sticking a foot out. He's always sticking a leg out. He's honestly incredible, work rate. Bergwijn's had a great work rate as well, but this is maybe another reason is that with Sonny and Kane, playing, Nuno might think that with Lucas, he offers that work rate on the right-hand side, and he might just consider that might be necessary. But as well, who knows? But it could be Bergwijn. It really could be Bergwijn. But I do think we do need, a bit of respect, for Lucas Moura. And this is maybe a good slide, for the Moura sexuals, I would say. And then he also has, the most successful dribbles on our team with 4 dribbles. He has the most players dribbled past on our team with five dribbles past. He has also the tie for the most progressive carries, which I think is my favorite stat personally, which is just a player that is able to just get the ball up the pitch by just, skinning a player, running it up the pitch, just carrying it up the sidelines, carrying it up the byline, whatever it may be, David. So really, it's just that type of player that just can able to carry the ball without needing to pass it, without needing to really work it. You just can carry the ball with his own 2 legs. And that's why I also love for Lucas as well. And Lucas, again, must be said, very good in the air. He's always been great in the air. And he's also he's tied for second most aerials won with 4 aerials won. And this is, again, comparing him to all of our teammates, everybody on Spurs. This is, the comparison towards.
Yeah, look, he's been crucial, especially pre-season, Jack. Against City, he was absolutely brilliant. Okay, it dipped against Wolves. But look, hopefully we get the same against Watford, and this is what we want out of him. The guy, he's so hard. He's so hard to keep a track of, Jack, because he's just so busy. And all of these stats here show them. You have a good broad of stats here: dribbles, progressive carries, aerial duels, passes.
Does it all
into the final third? He does it all. He's just so busy. It's absolutely brilliant that piece there, and we better take it down quickly, Jack, because John Cooper will be all over this. The leader of the Moura sexual fan club, he'd be absolutely loving this. So we may move on to the next one, just so he can calm down a little bit. Is the unsung hero, Jacko?
Yeah, and this is the one where, I absolutely love David. Højbjerg, when also we were going through the stats of all the Spurs players, David, just Højbjerg, he can't leave you alone, in terms of the stats. He's always going to be in the top 4, top 3, practically when it comes to everything. Even, when it comes to, practically, most managers thrown into the tunnel, of course, he's going to be leading in that. But he really is just like David. He's just relentless in the stats. He's honestly so high in everything for our team. 69 carries. I think he's I think he leads or is second highest for most carries on our team. He actually is also leading for a lot of dribbles pass. He has the second most passes on our team total with 70 passes. He also has the most passes made under pressure for our team. And passes made under pressure are moments when basically a player is all over you. You're maybe trying to play that ball in behind. Maybe you just won a ball, off a player, and you're trying to just get the ball off of you and just, maybe keep possession, retain possession. It's kind of those moments. And, it's basically just an example of composure, you might say, our passes under pressure. So, Højbjerg very high in that. Most tackles on our team, of course, with 8 tackles, 39 pressures on our team as well, which ranks very high for us. And then he has the second most blocks on our team with 8. He has the second most nutmegs on our team, or he has actually, I think he's tied for the most nutmegs on our team, actually. Højbjerg, he has 2 nutmegs this season, which I do love. I think he and Lucas, or he and Bergwijn, I believe, are maybe tied for most nutmegs, which is honestly unbelievable. And then he is second in distance for ball carries. So he's also, the guy that's still able to carry it up the pitch with his own 2 legs for us. He's honestly playing just a whole new role than he did, maybe last season, you might say, with the help of Skip. So it really is, lovely to see maybe Højbjerg, I would say just improve some of his stats in other areas maybe this season, David. So yeah, he might continue to be our unsung hero.
Yeah, look, everyone knows my feelings on this guy, and just even looking at the tattoos here, Jack, they are amazing as well, I have to say. But no, look, this guy, he's the general in midfield. Look, carries, dribbles, passes under pressure, tackles, pressure and opposition. Even if you want to throw in a bit of skill there, you've got the megs, blocks. This guy does it all, attacking, defensive. He just does it all, and he's absolutely brilliant. And Jack, as soon as you mention Højbjerg, we have Ellie in the house. Says, hi, Harris Army rules. Absolutely love it, Ellie. Absolutely love it. Big yourself up. I hope you're having a good
Hopefully
evening.
she was able to catch this slide. And, maybe Ellie, I would just say before we move on from this slide, I hope you maybe loved that moment against Wolves, with Højbjerg, brought out the techers, David, against Roman Saiz, did a couple step overs, Megdum went for the outside the boot shot as well, maybe a Trivela shot, kind of, it almost seemed like, Højbjerg was, channeling his inner Portuguese, his inner Quaresma, you might say. It was honestly unbelievable. So Ellie, let me know what you saw of Højbjerg. Maybe Højbjerg Gino is maybe what we saw, the other night, against Wolves. So Ellie, let me know.
She says Højbjerg, the king of directors, orchestrators. Man, absolutely love it, Ellie. Absolutely love it. What a legend. What a legend, guys. Everyone, make sure you do smash a like on the stream, guys. It really, really does help us out. And subscribe on the channel if you're new. And feel free to help support us in any way if you want to. Jack, moving on to key players. It's my beautiful man. So I'm just going to sit back here and look lovingly into Harry Kane's eyes while you take it away.
Oh, Dave, this is just, the stat for the Dawn. Dave, I know you're just going to absolutely love these, and this is all, this is more just, a reminder that, we are bringing in back, our most creative player from last season, for this game. Hopefully we are bringing back the Dawn, and these are all of his stats, from last season. From last season, when comparing him to, Spurs players from last season, he had the second most shot creating actions for us last season. He had the most successful dribbles that led to a shot attempt, I think, which is a fantastic attempt. And I think he doubled any other player on our team with that. He had 18. And again, David, you don't need pace, to beat your man. You just need a bit of class, a bit of a deft touch, to be able to get by them. And then you'll be able to just bang it home. And honestly, that's what just shows, with Harry Kane, is that ability there. And then honestly, he again leads very high, in dribbles, second most dribbles from last season for our team with 46. It was quite crazy though. Tanguy, I think, had something like 70 something, with leading first, which just shows that guy, he cared more about, beating his player than he did, maybe winning, the game for us, maybe show, but still does show how many players that guy skinned last season. But Harry Kane with second most dribbles, most carries into the final third, which is a fantastic stat. Again, shows you do not need pace. You do not need, maybe a bit of you don't need, a bit of rapid ability or athleticism to get, up the pitch. It's just, you need someone like Harry Kane, with the class to just turn, roll his man over and be able to carry the ball into the final third. He's honestly, we've seen him do it a million times. But also, again, we're bringing back someone who's, again, still very good in the air, tied for most aerials won, last season with 90. I think it was Moon Boots, David, who actually was tied with them for most aerials won. So, again, shows actually how good he is. Maybe a lot of those are just from, those near post clearances from the corners, but still, he was fantastic at that last season. And then also we're talking about the guy who had the most through balls for us last season, the guy that will be able to play in, the likes of Lucas and Bergwijn, Sonny, etc. So again, we're talking about one of our most creative players, and then most completed passes into the opponent's 18 with 41 last season, which is unbelievable. I mean, that's ridiculous. I mean, as well, most of those passes, I think, were probably on the floor, were played on the carpet, David, too, which just maybe set up our teammates really well. He really is unbelievable. We're bringing back the creative Don.
Yeah, no, look, I'm absolutely delighted to have him back. He's definitely making his first appearance in the Premier League this season. And for me, look, I know a lot of people are angry with his actions, but you cannot replace this guy's goals and assists. Look, this guy's world class. You don't want to be letting these players go. I'm so delighted we dug our heels in. I'm so delighted that Kane has come out and made the statement that he wants us today. So delighted that he plays Thursday night and banged in two as well. He's looking for me in the crowd. I'm sorry, Harry, I let you down. I wasn't there. But look, you banged in two. He's back now. And let's get his Premier League campaign off to a start, because he's going to want that golden boot too. So, look, maybe you bag another brace tomorrow. That's what I say. Big up, Harry Kane. I absolutely love you, my man, and hopefully you can do me proud tomorrow. Aglaya says Kane is the masterful one. He's definitely the king of the lane. Yes, that he is, Ellie, 100%. Don Anthony said, David, please bring Ellie on tomorrow. Craving for winning champagne, 100%, 100%. Big up Don Anthony. Big up Don Anthony.
Need that winning champagne. She's addicted to the champagne, like Holland said, I think, after winning the Pokal. Yeah, addicted to the champagne, addicted to the winner champagne.
100%. And HB Pro 84 says, guys, I really believe Paratici is creating something special at Spurs.
Love that.
Yeah, look, I'll be honest with you. That's a debate for another day, HB Pro 84. I definitely agree.
Love the positivity.
I think he is, but many people have told me that it's facts that we're not stronger than what we are last year. So, and that Paratici isn't creating anything special. But it's not facts. It's an opinion. Facts is we are better than what we were last year, and Paratici is creating something. So big yourself up, HB Pro 84. But look, Jack, we'll move on next. I really don't want to do this because I love him.
As much as it pains you, yeah. But David, we actually have some simulations, for Harry Kane. So, it might be a bit excited, with Harry Kane coming into the squad. This simulation will remind you, what we had last season with Harry Kane, the man that drops deep into the midfield, the man that, drops, practically next to the center backs and will ping a ball, from, next to the center backs in behind for Sonny, Bergwijn, Lucas, etc., whoever it might be. Even last night it was, Brian Hill, so we must remind you, this is what Harry Kane is still capable of. We're bringing this man back into the pitch, back into the side for a man that can do that. No other striker in the world can do this with such accuracy and such danger in the way that he can. I mean, the way he just rolls back into, the center back position with such confidence like that, just demanding for the ball, to do something like that, David, I just can't wait for. But David, I think we have a bit of a 3D animation for this one, David. So this one maybe be a bit even better for, the likes of David. This one will just show, more of a 3D kind of simulation, what Harry Kane is, going to be doing maybe against the likes of Watford, all teams, etc. We're seeing Harry Kane, dropping back into the midfield, losing all of his players, and then just pinging it into Sonny in behind. I think we saw it all from last season. Maybe we just play it one more time, maybe, David, for the fans, just to show them and remind them what type of creative presence we're bringing back in.
Harry Kane picks up the ball and it's Sonny. Sonaldo! Absolutely love it. One more time. And you have Moon Boots. Moon Boots to Romero. Oh, it's Harry Kane. Harry Kane picks out Sonny. Sonaldo, he's in. It's 2-0. Absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. What more do you want? That's absolutely quality. Sorry, guys. I'm just having too much fun today. I'm sorry for messing about. Wow. Ellie, absolutely appreciate it. You're way too kind, way too nice to us. You really didn't have to do that. Way too kind. And says, champagne lane and some for your hard-working lads. Full of love for Spurs. Ellie, I really do appreciate it. You're way too nice to us. I hope you're actually sitting back with a bit of champagne or a nice bit of Pinot Noir, Pinot Grigio, just sitting back, chilling, enjoying the vibes. I really hope you are. And look, I appreciate it, with the hard work and all that malarkey. Look, we just try our best. We put our time and effort into it, yes, but we just try our best. That's all we do, and I'm so glad that people do enjoy it. Full of love for Spurs as well. Really do appreciate it. Look, we all are. Look, I'm no more passionate than any guys that tune into any content or any other Spurs fan. I would never claim to be more passionate than anyone. Look, everyone shows passion in different ways. But big up, Ellie. I really appreciate it. Jacko, you want to say anything to Ellie here?
Now, a couple of things, Ellie. Hopefully it's the winner's champagne. Please. Hopefully it's the winner's champagne, because I do know that, especially Ellie knows that, champagne is for winners. And I do hope maybe they might save a special bottle maybe at one point, for maybe a return for Hoy beer, because I do know you probably would love to give a bit of what you're probably sipping on to Hoy beer, because I know he deserves it as well. But, Ellie, we also appreciate you for, again, just honestly your constant generosity, how much you support us, how much, you think about, our channel and how much you think about us. We really do appreciate you. Honestly, you really are incredible. And then as well, Ellie, I do hope that, I do appreciate, the love and support. David and I are a bit of, maybe a bit too sometimes maybe hardworking, a bit too maybe, perfectionist sometimes, maybe where we drive each other crazy, for how we need to make something look, a certain way, how, maybe the questions, we need to ask need to be a certain, maybe debate quality, whatever. Maybe we are a bit kind of perfectionist sometimes. And we do appreciate, though, recognizing maybe the hard work for sure. Really do appreciate it, Ellie.
Yeah, I really do appreciate it. And look, there will be something with Ellie and Philip in the pipeline as well, guys. Be a few weeks before we get it out and stuff like that, but just keep an eye out for it. keep an eye out for.
Appreciate the love, Ellie, as well. We really appreciate the love and the support as always. Really do appreciate it. Really do appreciate it.
No,
and there's
really,
also another person as well. Like I will say that deserves both. Dark Sun G and Ellie are so incredibly generous to us, David. I mean, they really do help us out tons. They really do keep us going. They really do help us, know that maybe we're doing the right things, at least for a few people, we know that we're doing the right things, we know that they're enjoying it. So we really do appreciate you, Dark Sun G and Ellie. We really do appreciate you both. But Dark Sun G saying, I love how the Gooners spent 147 million euros, according to Transfermarkt, and our 20th, we spent 41.9 million euros. And Man City spent 117 million euros, and our 5th. Man City, with 2 absolute spankings, after we gave them that, that 1-0. It's kind of funny, that they really did see. Maybe we woke up a beast, David. Maybe we woke up the beast. Who knows, though? I will say they did have maybe 2 easy games, after us, and the likes of, the Gooners and the likes of Norwich. So you might maybe say they're going to have to play another good team in order to really prove it. But Dark Sun G, I will say, I really do appreciate you as well. Like Ellie, we really do appreciate you and all your support. You always tuning in as well, Dark Sun G. We just really appreciate you. You're a top class fan.
Yeah, he is, and 147 million. That's mind blowing. Spending 147 million to be sitting bottom of the league after 3 games. And guys, if you want to follow Arsenal's lead, that's how you do it. Waste your money and become shit at the same time. What more do people want? So absolutely brilliant that Arsenal are writing the book on how to get relegated. Thank you so much. And look, Matt, we spent 41 million, and he says Man City spent 117 million and 5th. Look, I don't think City will get away without having a top class striker again this year. I do think they have to go back into the market again. I'll be honest with you. I know they slapped Arsenal today, but that's no mean feat. Like, look, they're straight. So big up Dark Sun G, my man, with all these stats. I absolutely love it. He blows my mind, you know what, most of the times. Not all the time, most of the time, though. When he puts in a comment with his stats, he absolutely... I do be sitting there and I'm thinking, like, where does this guy get these things? I'm imagining him sitting there with this big supercomputer.
Oh, we depend on him, David. We sometimes really depend on him. I mean, Dark Sun G, sometimes you don't give enough respect. I will say, Dark Sun G, we really do appreciate you. The Harris Army really appreciates you as well, Dark Sun G. So I hope you do know that. And then someone else that's an absolute legend, as always, in the Harris Army, the queen of the Harris Army, as many have said, Ellie Cockeratas, saying, I'm eating Ben & Jerry's with the lovely crispy cone. In fact, so here's some for you, great chaps. Let me know where you get it with the crispy cone, because do you have to scoop it out of the tub, to put it in the cone? Honestly, what a concoction, David. That sounds absolutely glorious. Maybe especially for me, I would do maybe that Americone Dream is what we have over there. That's quite good. Maybe a bit of hot fudge on the cone. I do like a good hot fudge on the cone, or whipped cream on the cone. But honestly, Ben & Jerry's with a cone, David, unless there's like some combination that already exists, I'm pretty sure she had to scoop it into a cone. So that sounds glorious. Yeah, no, it does. It sounds beast. First of all, I wonder if it's that kind of cone or is it another kind of cone, if people get my drift. You know what I mean? But big up, Ellie. Big up. And look, do you know what? I used to put my Ben & Jerry's into a wafer. Do you know the wafer things you get? And you just cut off a bit off the block. Yeah. I used to put, scoop out some Ben & Jerry's, put it into a nice little block, and then put it into a wafer, lad. And I eat them with a wafer. It's absolutely lovely. So I can only imagine how much in heaven Ellie is right now with Ben & Jerry's on a cone. But I do want to know, actually, Ellie, is if there's chocolate in the bottom of that cone. Because if the bottom of that cone is filled with chocolate, that's taking it to a level that I cannot comprehend. And I probably will pass out thinking of all that sugar now in a minute. So, look. Is it like the frozen chocolate before, David? Is it like pre-chocolated? You know what I mean? Is it pre-chocolate? Oh, yeah, pre-chocolated where you have not like syrup that you put on the bottom or anything. It's like pre-chocolate coated. Yeah, I think so. I don't know, but whatever it is, it sounds glorious, good, David. It tastes good. So, no, absolutely love it. Look, Ellie's living the high life, the champagne, the Ben & Jerry's on a cone. Not even champagne out of a tub anymore, Jack. Upgraded to get in the cone. I absolutely love it. It's taking Ben & Jerry's to a new level. Honestly, this is blowing my mind. All these stats here today, and it's Ben & Jerry's and cones that are blowing my mind. Absolutely, though. Really appreciate you. And Dark Sun G, appreciate you as well. But Ellie, we really do appreciate you, the queen of the Harris Army, the absolute queen of the Harris Army. And I will say, the Catman Jess, we absolutely appreciate you as well. We've seen you for all the videos, always responding. So please, 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 please understand. I mean, David says it better than I, but, we understand. We really do understand. David and I especially, we've been there, where, you're counting every penny, for a certain week. And, just you don't have, the ability or, just the time, to be able to do it. And we really do understand that. So don't maybe, I don't know how to say it, David. David says it better, but
yeah,
look, we don't need it. We're not asking for it in any way. If you would like to, if you're willing to, we absolutely love it and appreciate it, but please don't in any way feel like, we think
No. Look, don't feel pressured at all. Look, we know some people can, some people can't. It's completely up to you guys. It's completely your own free will. No one's sitting there with a gun, you know what I mean, saying do it. Look, it's just we have to promote it as well. I hope you guys understand that, because it really does go a long way to helping us. I hope you don't feel alienated or stuff like that when we do promote it, but we kind of have to, because we do need the support as well. So big up, Cat man. Look, you are a top man as well. Recognition, good one there. Aaron Dove as well. Silver Surfer, Don Anthony, Killian Kenny, they do always be here as well. And Ellie, yes, there is chocolate. It's in the bottom. Put it in there, Jack, and it tastes heavenly. Honestly, Lord, I can't deal with this. I cannot. I'm going into a food coma already. Honestly, I'm sitting here now thinking about what I'm going to have for my dinner after the preview. But now I'm just thinking about ice cream, and I really my parents brought me up to have
dessert early, Davo.
Yeah, Jack. My parents brought me up to have dessert after my dinner, and I usually am controlled. But when you hear of Ben and Jerry's with chocolate at the bottom of a cone, it does take it to a new level and kind of makes you want to cheat. But look, we are going to move on there because we do have 2 more slides to get to, and then we are going to end off for a quick half an hour, and then we will be back here at 9:30 with the preview, guys. So look, Jack, take us through the key battles here, my man.
Yeah, and just want to say, we at Harris Army for tuning in tonight. We just absolutely appreciate all of you. We love you for tuning in for Stats with Jack. Honestly, it's been fantastic. We do hope you really enjoyed it. And Catman Jess as well. We really do appreciate all your support. I mean, you're honestly there for every video. So we really do, we always see that. We always see that, as well as Adam, and everybody, Aaron Dub. We do appreciate all of you. Do believe that. But for our key battles with the first one must be said is Sonny versus Cathcart, and that just has to do with what we highlighted earlier. With Sonny, going up against a right back that's just going to be constantly on his own, left with no support from the likes of Cleverly or from Sarr. So Sonny's going to have a field day if he's coming in off the left, or whoever is on the left is going to be having a field day going up against Cathcart, as well as Region will probably have plenty of freedom against Cathcart as well. So Cathcart's, really going to have to tie up the lace boots for this one, because he's really going to be running up and down the pitch, I will say. And that's not going to be, into the opponent's half. It's just going to be running after 2 different players at once. And then also the other key battle is Watford's midfield versus Spurs' midfield. This is always going to maybe be a key battle, because with how aggressive and how physical and how powerful our midfield is. I mean, we're not maybe the most beautiful midfield to watch, but we're almost a bit like, maybe midfields of the past that, we're just kind of like hard crunching tackles, midfields that you don't want to go through, midfields that, you're going to get a few elbows, a few maybe, bottom of the cleats, towards your thighs, whatever it may be, David. I mean, I don't like to say this, but it's almost like kind of maybe what Souček and Rice were kind of last season. They were a very hard man midfield, that was very annoying, you might say, to play against. And to a degree, Skip and Højbjerg are very much, like that, if I would say maybe better. And then as well, Dele Alli, bringing it into it is also, has this nasty streak again. He's, brought in maybe a bit of the old Dele Alli that we do love and appreciate. So honestly, we do must say, this Watford midfield, they're going to be probably out-bullied, maybe also outclassed, for sure. And then also I would say this, Watford midfield is just going to have to maybe deal with some of the passing patterns, attacking patterns of our midfield. And then they're also going to, again, I will say it twice, they're probably going to get, bullied by some of these players as well, I will say.
Yeah, look, for me, you said maybe our midfield isn't the prettiest to watch. I love sitting back and watching it. I really do. I'll be honest with you. I've seen midfields over the past be too nice to teams, especially in Tottenham jerseys. And I just love having a horrible midfield, because it's where the game's won and lost, realistically. Most times, 9 times out of 10, you win that midfield battle, you win the game. And for me, I just think it's glorious to watch Skip and Højbjerg just flying. Me, I'll be honest with you, I'm a bit of an old-fashioned person. Don't really like too much change. And for me, it's just a nice throwback. Instead of seeing players being nice tippy-tappy in midfield, it's great to see Højbjerg and Skip. You're not getting any more than 1 or 2 touches in this midfield, and we are clattering you. I absolutely love it. And even Dele Alli's buying into it, which I love. And just seeing that, it is nice because, look, I do think over time the likes of the possession and being able to be a bit more controlled and skillful in there, it will come. But right now, just be absolutely nasty to play against. It's what we need. So I'm all for it. I'm absolutely loving life. And then just quickly, William Kelly is become a member. Big up, William. I hope to see you on the fan show.
Come on, William.
I will be looking out for you, so make sure you're there Monday, William. Make sure you are there. And we have Tin Man 007. Best ice cream to have is rose-flavoured ice cream in Cyprus. Love it. I'm sure Ellie knows what I mean. Come on, you Spurs. Well, first of all, Ellie, let us know if you are aware of this. And Tin Man, look, I'm not sure what rose-flavoured ice cream tastes like. So I do want to know. I do want a description. I want to know, is it melt in the mouth? Does it cleanse the palate? You know what I mean? Is it moreish? Does it give you that little icky, sticky feeling at the back of the throat where you're just like, I need more? Let me know, Tin Man. Do let me know. But it sounds good. It sounds good. Jack, do you want to say anything to Tin Man there quickly?
No, it sounds really tasty. Maybe something maybe different to maybe Cypriot or Cyprus ice cream. I would say is I had Thai ice cream before, David, and that's where they do like a ice cream mixture that they throw on like a frozen stove, David. And then the ice cream hardens and then they form it into these incredible shapes. And I had like a lychee flavored ice cream, David, and like you can even do like Oreo kind of flavors and everything. It's honestly unbelievable. I mean, the ice cream technology that is coming out, David, these days is unbelievable.
Yeah, it is. It's certainly changing since when I grown up anyway. And and I would say I would be partial to a bit of sorbet if anyone knows what they are. I'm sure people that dine out in 5-star restaurants know exactly what sorbet is because it's used to cleanse the palate before your next course comes out. Just to let people know. I know a lot about food. I can tell people know that already. I just love it. I think I love it more than my missus at times. But Aaron Dove also becoming a channel member.
Big up, Aaron.
Legend. But look, Jack, we will get into the last one here, and then we are going to wrap it up. We're going to take a quick break, and we will be back at 9:30. And it is players to target for Watford.
And I think just before, and you don't have to go back to it, David, at all. I just, a lot of the ones, before were kind of like, the battles. I would say maybe one for Watford against us would be maybe Dennis, just someone that maybe we hadn't said enough about. Dennis, did rank pretty highly in some of the stats for some of the Watford players. It does seem like to be a decent signing for them. So I will say if he's going to be sitting, in between our back two, maybe, or, in between Romero and Dyer, or in between Sanchez and Dyer, if he's just sitting in between them, I will say he is quite pacey and quite rapid. So I will say that is just going to be an interesting battle. But moving on to players to target, Cathcart, like we said before, don't have to say much again. Sonny and Region will be taking him all game because he will be left alone. Tom Cleverley, I don't really rate him, never really have. I do think he'll be absolutely destroyed by our midfield. Maybe he, is capable, of a decent pass, but he certainly can be taken advantage of defensively. We absolutely can try to bully him in the park. We can try to maybe, force him off the ball, and kind of bully him there. And then Petter Etobo as well. I do think that he's going to be not so great on the ball, David. He's going to be good defensively, but he's not going to be so great on the ball. We can maybe, try to nick some of his passes away from him, try to steal it off of him as well. So I do think, Etobo can be taken advantage of. So basically 2 men in the midfield we can take advantage of for Watford. And then as well, their right back we can take advantage of.
Yeah, 100%. Look, Tom Cleverley, for me, I think we should be eating him alive tomorrow. Etobo, look, he does do a lot of the mopping up, but look, should definitely, target him going straight through the middle because he does be left exposed at times. And Cathcart, look, again, time and time again, I'd say it again, this guy, he's cost 3 out of the 4 goals come down his side. Just expose him. That's all we got to do. It's there every game, all game, every single time. So get it out there to Sonny. He's the match winner. So guys, look, there you are. There is Stats with Jack. I hope everybody has truly enjoyed it today. I hope you find it that it is a big improvement on last week as well. And each week, hopefully, we get better and better and better and better. That is the aim, guys. So big up. I hope everyone has enjoyed it. While we do discuss this lovely super chat here from Ellie yet again, guys, please do smash that like button, smash that subscribe button. And, feel free to get in a super chat or two if you have enjoyed the show. But Jack, Ellie says here, Ellie Endomelli, love it, says, yes, Pahit ice cream in Cyprus or rose flavour. Here's some lolly to have with a Cypriot ice cream. The rose flavour is fragrant and very refreshing with a lovely smooth flavour, lads. Here's some lolly for a trip to a Cyprus ice cream parlour. I'll be honest with you, Ellie, there's no Cyprus ice cream parlour over here. I can definitely tell you that. The best we get is Gino's. I believe it's Italian. They do all sorts. They do bubble gum, Kinder Bueno, cookies. You name it, they've got it. Ferrero Rocher, I have to say, I do like a bit of Ferrero Rocher ice cream. I'm a big fan of Ferrero Rocher, and the ice cream is immense. They do absolutely everything. Banana, the whole lot. Absolutely love it. So, look, I'll definitely go down to Gino's, Ellie. I'll have a scoop or two. I might even treat myself to the 3 scoop this time. One of my 3 favourite flavours. Sit out there in the sun and just think of Ellie and for providing me to be able to get this. Absolutely love it, Ellie. Thank you so much. I really, really do appreciate it. And just the way you've described that rose flavour, I'm sold. I'm going to go and find something, and I'm definitely going to put some in the freezer. I might even have it tonight watching some of that boxing, that joke boxing, Woodley versus that other idiot that fought Floyd Mayweather, whatever his name is. But Jack, anything you want to say to Ellie here?
No, I think a lot of things I got to say. I'm going to be on the lookout, Dave, for, maybe some of these Cypriot, and also Greek, ice cream shops. I'm definitely going to check them out because that sounds absolutely delicious. It also has a nice name, I will say, as well. But again, Ellie, you're honestly so incredible to us. And, it really is, so incredible that, you're going to be supplying David and I practically for enough ice cream, for a while, I will say, David, honestly, thank you, Ellie. Thank you, Ellie. And, maybe what I would do is maybe I'll take advantage, of, the daily deals that I sometimes see, took advantage of it for the Harris Army one time where I saw, I think it was four Ben and Jerry's for the price of 10 or something like that. At one point, I took advantage of that. So, this type of super chat, Ellie, honestly, I'll be able to get, maybe 8 Ben and Jerry's, if I see that deal again, which will be maybe enough for, I would probably say a week, David. So really, Ellie, really do appreciate you. We really do appreciate you. You're honestly incredible. And Ellie, let me know what you think of this. It seems like maybe she really, really likes it and enjoys it. She hasn't really said if it was her favorite flavor, I will say, especially since she seems to know about these exotic flavors of ice cream. Ellie, I would like to know what your favorite is. You don't have to do it in a super chat, Ellie. You can just do it in the comments. We really do appreciate you. But Ellie, I'd like to know what your real favorite ice cream flavor is, because despite how lovely this does sound, especially since it's very fragrant, apparently, I would like to know what your favorite is, because it seems like she has an even, better ice cream knowledge than we do, David.
Look, Jack, I'd say it's a flavor we've never even heard of. Ellie is a woman of fine taste. You know what I mean? And with fine taste, it comes expensive, way out of my price range. So I wouldn't be able to taste them sort of things. But I'd say Ellie, has some definitely, some nice ice cream there, 100%. Look, my favorites, I'd say, would be a Ferrero Rocher or a banana, just simple banana. I love banana ice cream, I have to say. It is very, very good on the palate, I must say. But big up, Ellie. I really, really do appreciate it. You're too kind to us. You're way too kind to us. And look, Jack, maybe when we're in England, when we get over for the West Ham game, I think it is in March, that look, maybe we can take a trip to one of these ice cream parlours, Me, you and Ellie, we can drive around in the convertible, eating scoops of ice cream, Jack, from just going from parlour to parlour. We'll be so sick that evening. But big up, Ellie, really love it. And I have to say, this is why I love the Harris Army. Some of these comments, we'll take some of these comments, and then we are going to end off and take a quick 20-25 minute break now at this stage, and we will be back with myself, Jack, and Will Stewart. But just quickly, we'll take a few of these and we are going to end off. Paddy Harness says, Dave and Jack's cooking show starting at 9:30 tonight, where you will learn to make ice cream. Paddy, if I learned how to make ice cream, I wouldn't be here. I'd be a millionaire, my man. I would be a millionaire. I'm the man. I'm the man when it comes to flavors. Honestly, I used to work in a hotel. Just quick story. So they used to do these desserts called the Knickerbocker Glory. Now, back in the day when they were out, so what they are is it's a dessert in a long glass, right? And it's layered with just different things. It's an old Irish dessert. I'm not sure whether they had it around in in other ones. But Aaron Dove, you know exactly what I'm talking about. A Knickerbocker glory. That's what it's called. Yeah, he knows exactly what I'm talking about. And they put a competition for the staff to come up with the best flavour, lad. 3 times on the trot, I won it. And I used to be around there every day. I was in work going around getting one of my flavours of the Knickerbocker Glories, lad. And I used to absolutely love it. What a dessert it is. But Aaron Dove knows exactly what I'm talking about. Jelly and ice cream. Look, he's loving it. You speak about ice cream. The man comes straight out of the freezer here and puts in his comments. Absolutely love it. Absolutely love it.
Comes straight out of the freezer.
He should be an easy target. Alex says, evening, gents. Big up from the boys tomorrow. Big yourself up. Adam says he loved it. Catman Jess says, that's cool. Love to go to Tokyo one day. My boss is from Osaka. I love it. And he says, big up, David and Jack. Always feel love from you guys. Big ups. Aaron Dove said we should try and buy David an ice cream maker. Look, you want to buy me an ice cream maker? I'll make us and the whole Harris Army millions and millions of euros.
The Hotspur flavor, the Harris Army flavor, the flat cap flavor. Maybe a flat cap flavor might be like an Earl Grey, though. That might not be for everybody.
I absolutely love it. Aglaya says, Ellie says, cheers, lads, you're superstars. Thank you so much. Catman wants me to get a cotton candy machine. Look, I don't mind. The missus, I don't think, would be too happy. I'll have
pretty noisy.
I'll have the kettle gone, the toaster gone, I'll have the air fryer gone, I'll replace it with an ice cream maker and a candy floss machine. She'll go absolutely nuts. HB Pro says you can couple that rose ice cream with baklava.
Yeah, baklava. Wow, that sounds glorious.
Pete from the Lane says Pahit ice cream is brilliant, so refreshing. Another man of very fine taste. Big yourself up. Ice cream and jelly. He's come from the fridge this time. The jelly's out the fridge. He says Spurs top and Arsenal bottom. Going into the international break. No wins for West Ham. If Carlsborough did weekends, yeah, 100%. 100%. And Ellie has answered you, Jack, and she says, I actually like mango exotic ice cream. Now, I haven't had mango ice cream, but what I will say I have is had mango sorbet, and that is delicious. And passion fruit sorbet too. That is also very nice.
Maybe it is. Maybe she's talking about a sorbet too. Maybe she's talking about like a really, really fresh, maybe, quality, ingredients, kind of mango sorbet.
Yeah, 100%. And Pete from the Lane says, big up, David and Jack. These streams just make my day. Pete from the Lane, my man. I hope you're at the game Thursday. Hope you're going to the game tomorrow. I hope you and the kid are all right, my man. I hope things are good with you. I really, really do appreciate the support. And let's just end off here now. But a couple of people saying they do know exactly what a Knickerbocker glory is. Big up, Ellie. I thought you would. Aaron Dove, some of the older generation, and I mean that in the very nicest way, would know what it is because it is one that was out back when my parents were kids, and they speak about and absolutely loved it. And William Kelly says, boysenberry for me, boys. Absolutely. I've never had it, never heard of it. But what I will do in these 20 minutes is I'm going to research it and have a look at it. And I'll let you know at 9:30, 20 to 10-ish, if it looks good and if it's for me, William. Big yourself up, my man. Absolutely love it. And Ellie says, Gino De Campo could teach me how to make ice cream any day. Absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. Well, look, guys, we're going to stop messing around here now. None of this. No more ice cream talk. I'm getting hungry. So we're going to end off. I'm going to push the show back to 25 to 10, guys. So see you then. Everyone back here at 25 to 10 for the preview where we'll be going through all the questions. I have a lot of good questions today, believe me, and the roles will be reversed. Actually, I don't know yet. We might get Jack to host, might get me to host. Come back at 9:30 and find out. How's that? So, guys, see you later. Adios. A massive thank you to the Harris Army for all the support with the super chats. Absolutely insane. Make sure you do smash that like. Make sure you smash that subscribe. And big up everybody for tuning in. We love you, the Harris Army, and see you back here in 20, 25 minutes. I want to see all the same faces back. Let's continue on this banter. Come on, you Spurs. And in Nuno we trust. And big up Jack Kanicki for this awesome show today.
And Nuno we trust, everybody. Come on, you Spurs.